Harihi Om. Harihi Om. Harihi Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihitave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. Suswagatam. We all are studying, rather discussing and practicing meditation. It's a guided meditation session. Meditation is a subtle understanding. A seeker should not understand meditation as an action, but for the beginners, no doubt it is a practice. Why is it so? Because mind is caught up in the web of action. Mind is caught up in the web of action. Mind has this understanding that if I feel or if I have to feel, mind thinks, and that's what I'm now telling. Mind thinks if the mind has to feel complete, then there's no other way than the action. So, an ignorant mind takes up action for its completeness. If the action is taken away from the mind, which the mind is habituated to, that mind remains incomplete. So one has to understand mind is a focus point of the meditation. Why is it so? Because a seeker has to slowly transcend the mind. A seeker has to slowly transcend the mind. And transcending the mind is not an action. Please understand. Then what it is? When mind with right practice first improves its own quality. How is it possible? Slowly a seeker, when takes up karma yoga in his life, then by the attitude of karma yoga, please understand, by the attitude of karma yoga, because it is an attitude which makes a difference to the action. Action can be same, but attitude can be different. So an ignorant person who is doing an action with the attitude of feeling complete by doing the action gets caught up in the web of action. And for such person, action becomes compulsory. That person cannot leave the action. That person cannot give up the action. That person even cannot substitute the action also. But the person who has understood and gained the clarity of karma yoga, she changes her mind, and the attitude for such person is now selfless. It is not to gain happiness by the action. Then what it is? Then it is doing one's own duty without raga dvesha, without like and dislike. A seeker has to reach here. Choiceless. Please note it. A seeker has to reach to the state where every action he or she takes up, first, it should be from the duty conscious level. And second important point, there should not be like or dislike in the action. So when a person for a sufficient long time does his or her action with this attitude, then the result is purification of the mind. This is one aspect. Then the second aspect is practice of meditation with different steps of concentration. Please note, I'm using a word, concentration. With different steps of concentration, like what we have seen and we are practicing to reach to the ultimate state of meditation. All those steps are called as steps of concentration. So with the steps of concentration, what is the effect? Effect is number of thoughts in the mind gets reduced to a great number. Number of thoughts get reduced. Second important effect is the texture of the thought also gets improved. So two things are happening. Quantity of thoughts will be reduced and the texture of the thoughts will be improved. This is the effect of practice of meditation. Now we have seen in our last few sessions, the first verse of Dhyanasvarupam says, Dhyanam nama Swarupasya sahajam bhanam uchyate. What is meditation? A seeker continuously has to remember. It is effortless awareness of our own true self, of our own true self, of our own true nature. That is meditation. Naitat karma vishesham va sagunopasanam japaha. It is not something which we can understand as action, or it is also not something that which is called as upasana. In the last session, we have seen what is upasana and how it is different than the meditation. Verse number 3, where we have explained about upasana and the real nature of the meditation. Let me just chant verse number 3 again. Shastrokta bhavana drushte pratike tad upasanam dhyanam vilakshanam tasmat yathartha jnana rupatah. Shastrokta bhavana drushte, as prescribed by the scriptures, drushte pratike, in the scene, that is called as in image or in idol, tad upasanam. And that when a person takes up image or an idol for the sake of his worship, that person may consider it as meditation, but it is not meditation, but it is no doubt required to make our mind one-pointed. Ekagrata is achieved by the upasana. Vilakshanam tasmat, it is different than from what? This upasana. Yathartha jnana rupatah. How it is? It is the nature of the knowledge. Because, now let me focus a very important aspect. In upasana, there is an object where mind is continuously focused its attention on. But in real meditation state, there is nothing called as object as such. Why? Because in the practice of meditation, slowly a seeker has to transcend one's own mind. That means the mind is absolutely at rest as that of the sleep state, deep sleep state. Intellect also is at rest, similarly as that of the deep sleep state. But the awareness, the consciousness, that which is our own true nature, is of the nature of knowledge as a principle. So it knows itself. It is self-effulgent. Therefore, one who reaches this state of meditation, for that seeker, there is no disturbance from body, there is no disturbance from the mind, there is no disturbance from the intellect. And that's how a seeker slowly can reach to that state of meditation. Now, let us take up verse number 4. Verse number 4. Avartanani mantrasya japo va karma kathyate. What is said here? Avartanani, repetition of what? Mantrasya. So repetition of mantra, japo va karma kathyate. It is called as an action of speech. It is called as action of speech. But Swarupa Swarupavastiti Dhyanam Naitat Avruttirupakam. But meditation is Swarupa Avastiti Dhyanam. Na etat Avruttirupakam. So, clarity is required about a meditation as a theory first. What is that? Meditation is Swarupa Sthiti Dhyanam. Again, going back to the first verse where it is said, what? Effortless awareness of one's own true nature. That's called as Dhyanam. Here it is said, Na etat avrutti rupakam. It is not the nature of repetition of some action as that of the japa. Japa is a repetition of mantra, and therefore it is called as action of speech. So, somebody may have this question, so let us not take up japa in our sadhana. No, this is not a right thought. My dear friends, see, for a seeker, there should be a clarity about every step. Japa has its own effect. What is that? When you take up a mantra like Upanishad mantra or a Pauranic mantra, then if you take up Upanishad mantra, then it has its purity, it has its potential to make one's own mind pure. So purity can be gained by repetition of the mantra. When the mind slowly starts becoming pure, it starts becoming more and more one-pointed. Please note this. That is a sign. When the mind slowly gains purity, then that mind becomes very focused, absolutely one-pointed. Slowly it becomes. Then japa gives, if we are chanting a Puranic mantra, like a mantra of any deity, Rama, Sri Ramji, Sri Krishna Bhagavan, and so on, then there is a form involved as well as a name involved. So when a person, a seeker, chants the name of the Lord, in his mind there is a beautiful form also with the mantra, with the name of the Lord. And therefore, there is a double effect of making one's own mind pure. But it is also an action of our speech, whereas meditation is transcending our BMI. What is BMI? Body, mind, and intellect. So today, in our practice session of meditation, we are going to take up another level of meditation state. So please follow. The first step is whatever posture you take up for the practice of meditation, let it be firm. So there are 3 important asanas which you can take up as a meditation posture. One, which is called as Sukhasana. Second, it is called as Ardha Padmasana. Third, it is called as Padmasana. Some people also take up Vajrasana, but it is not that suitable asana for meditation when you do it for long time. It may give some discomfort. So when you take up a posture and now make it firm, then see to it that your back should be straight. Your neck also should be straight as your back. If you're sitting on a chair, please see to it that your back do not rest to the back rest of the chair. Okay. Having taken this precaution, slowly close your eyes, and if you are wearing spectacles, remove them. Check your facial expression is pleasant. Your eyes are gently closed. And now, from this body standpoint, you do not have any discomfort. You may have to check if required. You can check again your posture, and if any correction is required, then you may do so. Second important step in our practice of meditation is to focus your complete attention on a breathing process. Let the air come inside slowly. Also, you can take a deep breath without force. Practice a deep breath, which is also very beneficial for the health of the lungs. So when you take the air inside, you may use the number for counting. Like when the air is coming inside, you can chant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let the air go out. You also can chant 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let us focus for a minute on this step to make our mind more concentrated. When you are chanting numbers, you only can chant in your mind and don't make any noise. So, in this state of concentration, we are giving a support to our own mind to develop one pointedness. It will take some time, but with patience, one must practice every day. Now, next step, having focused our mind to the great extent, let us develop this Sakshi Bhava, which is called as witnesshood. Observe your own mind. Observe your own mind. There are different thoughts which keeps flowing in our mind. Let us not label any thought. Let thought come. Let thought be there. Let that thought gets dissolved on its own. You only have to observe it without labeling it. This is very important step of concentration. Your complete focus is on your own mind. Some positive thoughts come in our mind. Some negative thought may pop up at any moment. But let us not label it at all. Just look at it. This requires a good patience. This requires a good determination to just be there without involving in the transaction of the mind. Nature of the mind is such where thoughts are flowing continuously. There is no need to forcefully control the thoughts. No, please note it. Forcefully, there's no requirement for controlling the thoughts. Slowly, when you observe them regularly in your practice of meditation, number of thoughts will be reduced. And as discussed, the texture of the thought will improve. It takes good, sufficient time. Therefore, these two qualities, patience and determination, are must for seeker. Today, I'm introducing another step of concentration. Having reached to this good level of witnesshood, now just take up with right imagination sunrise as a picture in your mind. Sunrise as a picture in your mind. Please imagine now you are looking at the horizon early in the morning. Slowly, the color of the sky is changing now. Different shades of yellow, orange, and red you can see all over the sky. Again, slowly, the yellow color becomes more bright, bright, brighter, and you can look at now the curve of sun. Slowly, yellow ring is coming up, and with the increase of the yellow ring on the horizon, again the color of the sky is changing to different shades of yellow and orange. Slowly, yellow ring is becoming more prominent, more round shape, coming up, 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 and up. Now you can see a very pleasant, colorful, round-shaped sun on the horizon. The light is becoming more bright. Sky is becoming more clear. The yellowness and the redness of the sky slowly is disappearing, and the brightness of the sun you can experience and you can see. With that brightness, the blueness of the sky is very distinct now. So with the blue background, yellow round shape, somewhat orange sun is very brightly shining, and your whole mind is focused on it. With this type of meditation, a seeker can attain a good one-pointed attention of the mind. Let us practice every day and see the change in your concentration level of the mind. Bring your hands in fold in Namaskar position. Feel the gratitude for Almighty Lord and His grace to one and all. Also have a gratitude to one and all around us. Pray for everyone, their well-being and the better health. Let us rub our hands together and create a nice warmth. Put your hands on your both eyes. Gently, you can massage your eyes by rotating your hands in semicircular fashion. Again, breathing back. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Let your mind be in this state for some time.